I'm telling you. I will have powers ain't nobody never had. Not even the devil has had the powers I got. And Christ ain't got the powers I got. I will have powers over man, where it will be terrible, terrible, terrible. And when I get through with them, man will change. Because there's one thing he gonna say. Ra is terrible, 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 terrible. And when he get up in the morning, his soul is gonna tremble. And there will never be any more wars on this planet. There won't be no more crime. There won't be no more robbing nobody. Because for the first time in his life, man is going to be afraid. And I'm sitting right up here now there. He's going to be afraid. Because he ain't going to know what I'm going to do to him. And I got me some nice stuff set for him. And he will not escape. And when he hollers to the Creator, he will get no answer. And when you pray to God, he will get no answer. And if you try to die, death will refuse him. And he have to come by me. I swear, he will have to come by me. And then that's when man will get his discipline, because there will be no escape. Because I'm going to be mad in the first place because he fell into my hands. So I got something else to do. And I'm going to get even with him for falling over my hands. And I'm going to think of everything I can that's dirty to do to him.
Well, that's
And they have no mercy and no pity. And the Bible is telling me, the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, and I am wicked. It's talking about me. The tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. And every time I say, show him my tender mercies, it's going to be cruel. And I'm telling you what's going to happen. It's right in there. It's going to be cruel. It's going to be crueler than man ever could even dream of being. Because I got some stuff from him, and I ain't going to need no jails.
Yeah. Greetings.
Yeah. I would not need any jails. Because as far as I'm concerned, when I get the powers in my hand, every one of them I catch doing wrong will turn to a statue and let the birds pee on them, let the rain fall on them, let the snow fall on them, and I'm going to come down and say, how you like that? How do you like that? Now you ready to do what I tell you to do, or would you rather stay out here and keep coming with the pigeons? You know, it's all kind of things. And let him feel it. Just a statue, he can't move, but he can feel. When the dogs come and pee on his legs, he can feel that. And when the birds doo-doo on his head, he can feel that. And when the snow is that, he can feel that. And he still can't die. Ain't no sense in wasting no time with man anymore. He ain't scared of God, he ain't scared of the devil. So the Creator sent me. And I've been nice to him so I could see, well, what is he? Does he respond to kindness? Does he respond to love? Does he respond to friendship? What does he respond to? And then I have to say, it is one thing he'll respond to, fear. That's my conclusion. It's one thing that man will respond to, fear. And that's what it said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Man is getting ready to learn something from me. And that includes Italians and Germans and Frenchmen, Chinese and Japanese. The whole caboodle, ain't none of them worth 2 cents and a half. But when I get through with them, they will all be beautiful to bring to the Creator and say, here they are. They're all nice, lovely people.
Transition.
What about their leaders?
Leaders.
Yeah.
We killed all of them. They have no more.
Well, they building Big Gregory at the
Big Gregory is one of my agents.
yeah,
I can call him in anytime I want to. I just ain't, I've been thinking about it, but he serves very good purpose for us to go around and to pretend like he can do something. I made him. That John over there can tell you. And I got some more I made. It's all like decoy ducks. He's a decoy. That's so I could get my stuff and evidence on man.
He's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be going down to the movie headquarters, huh?
He's been down there.
The other day.
He's down here today.
But I'll tell you one thing, one time I got real mad with him, and the next day I read in the paper where his house caught on fire without any kind of, they don't know why, and he ran out in his night clothes. And I was quite happy. I mean, I felt a little pleasure. Yeah, he ran flash fire and how did, and he run out, he ain't talking about nothing. Because he's talking about how he been in jail and he knows the right.
He was talking about that last night.
What was he talking last night?
He's talking about getting over his spiritual realm and
he cannot come over in this direction. I'm the keeper of the keys of spirituality.
Right now, I like to throw this section out as what we call the question and answer period, and if any of you have any questions you would like to yell out, just raise your hand and scream them out, and we'll see what we can do with them.
What's your impression of education in America?
What's my impression of education in America? These are the problems. You have so many kids that go to college to make A's, to make a grade, and all it amounts to, if you want somebody to tell you what you're worth, it's so amazing. Check the records. How many of you learn to think, to challenge, to research? You are the minds of tomorrow. And you got a hell of a burden waiting for you when you get out. Because the old folks have made a lot of mistakes, baby. This is what you're going out here in the world with, this so-called racial problem that we have in America. It's just a matter, really, of being fair, fair with yourself, fair with other people. Anyone else?
Yeah, what do you think of the Muslim cult?
The Muslims? Well, one, the Muslims have existed for something like 35 years. And the Negro actually knew nothing about them until the white man put him on his television show. "35 years the Muslims have been in existence, and we didn't know anything about it until the leading white universities in America started inviting them on campus to speak. Not one Negro college in America have ever had a Muslim on the campus to speak. This is a myth. I don't know why. The black Muslims never knew they had 200,000 members till the New York Times told them they did. The Muslims represent a big joke to me, because all my life I've been told, leave that switchblade at home, quit drinking and acting a damn fool, and leave that white woman alone and we'll accept you. The Muslims decided to do that and they called it un-American. So the Muslims represent a corn on my foot. If you have a corn on your foot and you go to the best foot specialist in the world and he removes that corn, if you put it back in that tight shoe, you're going to get another corn. So what do you want to get rid of first, the shoe or the corn? You know, you look around at the so-called problems we have today in America, and it just frightens you to death. It makes you wonder about the intelligence level of this country and of the whole world. This racial problem we consider a racial problem could be solved tonight if one seven-headed idiot floated down here and called us Earth people. That's what we would be. And Kennedy and Khrushchev would be sitting at a table 5 hours from now saying, what can we do with this thing?
stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter.
And the second stop is Jupiter. And the second stop is Jupiter. Second stop is Jupiter. And the second stop is Jupiter.
Second stop is Jupiter.
And the second stop is Jupiter. Second stop is Jupiter. Yeah.
All out with Jupiter. Second stop is Jupiter. All out with Jupiter. I said the second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. Second stop is Jupiter. All out but Jupiter. Second stop is Jupiter.
The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter. The second stop is Jupiter.
Second stop, Jupiter.
Hey.
Now, all them other leaders will tell you other things. Forget it. I'm telling you the truth. There's no hope for any man in the church or anywhere until you produce one man that the Creator respects. Because they tell you all the time, God is no respecter of persons. I don't know why they won't listen. He's no respecter of persons. What does he respect then? He's no respecter of righteousness. What does he respect then? Righteous people die every day. He's no respecter of men doing good deeds. What does he respect them? And you got to face it. All these men who came along, not a single one has won the respect of the Creator to keep him from dying. As far as he's concerned, they're as good as a dog. I'm telling you the truth. As far as this plan is concerned, every man here and every man, they are not even considered as good as a dog. Because a dog does have some love and happiness. A dog be so happy when somebody loves him, or he can love, he just shows it. Where men are a question mark in the universe. They don't have as much feeling as a dog. They do not have as much love as a dog. Because the dog laughs all the time when around somebody that's his friend. And a dog knows this is my friend. And a dog knows when it's an enemy too. But man does not know that. Strange enough, he's the only thing in the universe that does not know the difference between a friend and an enemy. Everything else knows instinctively. Like a woman was on TV and said a cat tried to commit suicide because it didn't like her. Right on TV, I said in New York with her. She said her cat tried to commit suicide. And they asked why. Say he didn't like me. I didn't like him either. But someone gave it to me. I just couldn't stand him. And maybe because he just couldn't stand me. And one day, he jumped out the window and tried to commit suicide. They said, why you say that? She said it was a 20-story building. Now I heard that right on TV. Saw in the window in New York early one morning. They was talking about cats. And they was talking about how affectionate it was. He said that doesn't go for all cats. Because my cat... Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Does Ra come from, is that Egyptian?
Yeah, that's the name of the Egyptian sun god from ancient days. The oldest name known for God that the black man used was Ra and El, 2 names. You find that in Robertson's Ancient History. He doesn't say the black man, but he's saying that that's the oldest name known. And an El is equal to an R, so therefore it's the same thing. You find it over an equation of the country, which is always before the word Israel. And if you take that, it's 3 syllables, Israel. Israel, El is Ra. Ra is El. And because of that fact, that country's been held up before the world because it has a key to something for the world. It's all about the myth. And the myth is what black people over in. That's why they can't be part of this, because they're not part of the reality now. They're over in the myth. In the myth, it's an entirely different world from the positive aspect of things. And their mistake is that they try to be part of reality, but they are before history. Therefore, it's nothing historical about them now, because they're before history.
How do you classify your music?
Well, it used to be classified, but it's moved on out now to the ultimate. Sometimes a person's vibration might not be up to the point of the frequency to really hear the music. But as they develop, they'll begin to hear things in the record that they didn't hear before. In other words, like, this music is alive. And like if you listen to it by yourself and somebody else walk in, the music will change. And if another person walk, it'll change. And if you get 50 people in the room, it's going to change. It's going to keep on changing according to the vibration. Because every time a person walks in, it changes the vibration of the room. And then the music is still over there, but the vibrations change in the air.
What group of people do you claim is yours?
You mean the people on the planet?
Right.
Well, I relate to the sincere black people, not too many. The so-called American Negroes and colored folks and black folks get together in unity and pure brotherhood. The nations of the world would all stop everything they're doing and watch you closely, because that's an impossibility. And they would have to do something about it, because they know that if you ever did it, you leave them so far behind, they can forget it. But it's another kind of, this blackness I'm talking about is a pure blackness because it's sincere and it's honest and it's natural.
Excuse me, Ron. I don't know, checking out your music, you know, it seems to be on a different level than anybody I've ever heard. It seems to be, maybe it's a high level, maybe it's been expressed in vibrations, you know, but are you trying to, what are you trying to do, you know, like, are you trying to express like cosmic vibrational type thing? Is that what it is?
Well, but I had to create a universe behind me because he taught me music. And so therefore, I know everything about music that could ever be known. In fact, I know the psyche of every nation upon this planet, and I can reach them through the music. Like,
I know so right they can sit in the room and listen to your music.
I might have to speak their languages, although I got the roots concerning the words in all languages. But I can speak through them through feeling, which is greater than the mental powers, because sometimes man's mind give out on him, but then his feelings never give out on him until he's dead. And so therefore the feeling thing, if you can reach people through feelings, then they can understand. And that's where I am. I'm over in the impossible department of the creator of the universe. In other words, like, if the planet's in crisis, and the only way it can be saved is through an impossible act, and impossibilities can change the entire planet and open the way to the cosmos, to all the way out beyond the end of the universe. Nothing will be concealed from people if they have a space master to guide them. But they haven't followed their earth master, so therefore they will have to have something else. They have to have a substitute temporarily to show them that black can be successful, because they haven't had that in a long time. And therefore they might be discouraged, feeling that they can't make it, that everything is against them, of course it is. But who cares? I know I don't. In fact, the bigger challenge it is, the more I enjoy myself, because I'm just like a dark horse in the race. I'm going to win anyway. In fact, it's fixed up equation where if I win, and if I lose, I win.
Are there other people in space?
Well, space is a sort of mythical aspect upon this planet. So that's why people are constantly told there's nobody out in outer space, because it's a myth. Anything is a myth until you partake of it. And then even then, you can't say, well, it's a reality or myth. You're just going by association or comparison of what you think you know, but you don't really know anything. You can begin to feel things and tell the difference between the illusion and the reality, which is quite difficult. Like, you have a lot of people on this planet who are really just shadows, and they're not really real. So you got to tell the difference between the real people and the props, you might say.
Oh, what's your sign?
Well, my sign is a zodiac right now, but I work on a different sign, you see.
Oh, you don't claim a sign?
Whenever a sign is bad, I jump out there on one of my other signs. I like the better things in life instead of the bad things. Black people, they have solved all the bad things, so they did all that for me, so I don't have to do that.
How many albums you put out since Heliocentric was? I know there's Atlantic City.
About 50. You see, some of my albums are underground albums. They're sub-underground.
I'm still digging on heliocentric worlds in Atlantic City, man.
As the Voice of America asked me on a TV program one day at Willis Conover, he asked me, was I the master of the underground? I told him, no, I'm lower down than that. I'm the sub-underground.
How long you been playing?
Well, the years have passed by, and I don't even know about years. Myths and years don't mix together.
And what instrument, is that a moog that you play?
Right, that's one. And then I got instruments from different nations, like one from Japan, one from England, and one from Italy. Each one of them has its own characteristic sound, you see.
But they're all keyboards?
All of them are keyboards.
I take it that you've been into, I don't know, feeling and sensing vibrations and expressing them and blackness like a long time before a lot of people have to catch up with you.
Well, sure, I've been doing that because that's all I know about is the blackness. You see, that's one of the equations which I explained to the world, that the word birth is spelled two ways, B-E-R-T-H. It's a dangerous word because a birth means a place. Like a ship coming to berth is a place of rest. You might say a berth is a place of rest, so then this word is dangerous. And you see the word in the cosmos about birth, and it's just like planting a seed in the ground. You get back whatever you express. Words come back to you. Actions come back to you. It's a very delicately balanced universe. Now, up in the universe, I haven't seen anything up but discipline and balanced wisdom for black people. That's all I send up there. So it should have fallen down on them, because I send it up constantly.
You know, there's a lot of black folks, you know, are digging the message of this music, man. You know, like they want to hear something that you can just shake to right then, you know, because I think we're sensual people, you know, and we you know, just a lot of you just want to hear something you can shake to, you know. They don't want to get into a mind thing, you know. I think it's a shame, you know.
Well, the thing about it is, it's about the feel. That's because they feel that. Now, if another music want to come along and supersede it or be as powerful, it's got to make people feel it. And it's all about feeling. Now, some musicians can't make people feel anything. You know. My problem is that I can, but it gets some very drastic reactions. So therefore, I've sort of disguised my music. Black people haven't really felt the full force of the music yet.
I played some of your music. This honky came in my room tripping, and I said, let me put something on for you, you know. And I put on, I think it was volume 2 or 3 of Heliocentric World. And this dude, man, his head started shaking, you know, and he got up and he's just walking back and forth, you know. Finally, he just stopped out the room, you know.
That's right. That's the kind of music, the feeling, you know. White people up to this point have been completely heartless because they don't have any feeling. But this music can reach parts of them they don't even know exist. And at last they will have a heart, and they can feel something. But you can't approach a people who are heartless and without feeling and ask them for anything because they don't understand. But if they had some feeling, they would understand. And that's what the white race lacks, feeling. They got the mind, see, and they got the spirit to be aggressive and to do things. But that's the only thing they don't have. They don't have feeling. It's something about it similar to it in the Wizard of Oz.
Can we go back, this magazine put out by the United States Information Agency. What's the name of this book?
This book is Jazz is Where It's At. Jazz Where It Came From, Where It's At.
I've never seen this magazine. Is it published in this country?
It more than likely is, but it's distributed in Europe and in other countries where you could get it possibly at some of the embassies.
Yeah, I see it has all of the great innovators of our times, great musicians, you know, all of the people who this country has shut out, you know, of existence to its neglect in the media, you know, are published in this book that they sent to other countries, you know, of the world. And it seems quite ironic that the people they treat the worst are the people that they push out to the other people.
Well, that's because the black man is a misfit in a society which he did not is. So he's a misfit. So you can't expect to be a misfit in a society and be accepted. He needs to have his own thing, and then he could he could express himself, but when a man can't express himself, he's crippled, mentally, spiritually, and physically, because he can't develop anything except something within the framework of the society, which it allows him to do. But if he could really express himself according to his true nature, it would be a different story. So here you got people come along that not really part of society, they're doing something superior to the society. Anytime you do something different in a society, it's a superiority factor, you see. So then here you got people that's supposed to be slaves doing a form of music that actually was cosmic already, because the world was tapping its feet to jazz. And then of course music rules the world. So if you got some people who got the music, and they actually rulers of the world, because everybody's going to hear that music, and it can reach everybody in the world. So now if they're not capable of really taking the world over and running it, it's a problem.
Why do you say that music rules the world?
Because it molds people's minds, and they hear the music more than they do anything else. And they hear music 24 hours a day sometimes.
You mentioned that what we need to develop, or what we need to do, is express ourselves. Are there any ways which are best to express that we as a race need to express ourselves?
Expressing oneself in a disciplined form, because a person, and they're doing something they shouldn't do, they're expressing themselves. So then if they have no form of discipline, they would be doing something harmful to them and harmful to other people. One of the troubles is that black people have been talking about freedom so long, and they've been using that word as their standard. And it hasn't. You have to judge a tree by the fruit. And when you look at black people today, they're the fruits of freedom. And therefore, I'm not talking about freedom. I'm talking about discipline, because black people have never talked about that word, and I'm sure that word would bring them more than freedom ever could.
Are we the cream of the planet Earth?
The what?
The cream of the planet Earth. We was meant to rule Earth.
Well, probably sour cream or something at the present, but which is sort of byproduct. But I would say that as far as the cosmic regions are concerned, you are the superior form as far as the cosmos is concerned. But as far as the Earth is concerned, you aren't anything because you're not part of it now.
And do you think that your power comes from the sun? Because sometimes I hear your music, and I think that I'm in space. That I can picture nebula, comets, meteors going by, spinning and twirling and everything else.
Well, that's the idea. I want to give these impressions of the things I know about. And of course, like, to tell people I'm from outer space, they wouldn't believe it. But if I play the music of outer space and let them actually see, when they close their eyes, they can see the whole thing. Nobody can do anything on this planet unless someone in human form opens it up. So I open up the word space age. Then I talk about intergalactic. And like, if black people want to do something, they can't find one black person that said, it's all right. Then of course, I demonstrated that, like when Angela Davis was in jail. I told black people in Philadelphia, I said, well, all she needs is someone to speak in her defense that's black and sincere, and the Creator will let her out. I said, I'm going out to California. When I come back, she'll be out, and I'm going to show you. I went on out to the University of California. I was talking one day in the class out there, and I said, well, it's a shame when men gang up on one woman and so afraid of her that they would hold her in jail. I don't call that being a man. And I want men to be men. I want her out. I didn't leave until she was out. It was very simple. I spoke for her, and I told the truth, and the white race heard it, and she got out. I said, men wouldn't do a woman like that. Regardless of political affiliation, she's a woman, and men are supposed to protect women. And if she's speaking things, it's something some man taught her. So don't blame the woman. Blame the men who are teaching the wrong things. And that was the truth. And so Angela Davis was out. So it's very simple. If the black race just had someone that the white race respect to speak for them and say what they really want, they would get it. They would get it, whether good or whether bad. Now the different men who ask for freedom for black people have good intents. Unfortunately, they don't know the meaning of the word freedom, because this language is very deep. Like I just showed you about B-I-R-T and B-E-R-T. They mean
Thank you for calling 768-1390. After the sound of the tone, please leave your name and telephone number. Your call will be returned.
My name is Avery R. Young. This is From Angela to Sun Ra. In parentheses, no man. Ever swung in a dress? Ever been bedwaited? Ever had your baby snatched from your arms? Ever nursed a children while you're all starved? Ever had milk squeezed from your breast on an auction block? Ever ran in a dress while carrying a gun? Ever followed the drinking gourd till you were free? Ever came back for your man, but him wouldn't go? Ever met a new wife, him thought he met a tree? No man, oh no man ever stood in the place of me. No man ever stood in the place of me. No man ever stood in the place of me. Ever went to church in a dress and changed into a white robe? Ever been you and 3 other girls who didn't see Monday? Ever had to identify your son and couldn't recognize his face? Ever to do nothing but scream and cry and insane? Ever to abandon logic just to lean on people? Ever been promised the moon but never sat and dreamed? Ever been mad in a dress? Ever been a bitch or a hoe? Ever been a scarecrow? Not able to think of things? No man. Oh no man. No man. No man. No man.